All right, welcome back, 8th graders. Uh-oh, I just kicked the camera. Sorry, y'all. Hold on, let me fix it. Let me fix it. Okay. There we go. We're good. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, so we are going to get back to our unit review. So this is our part of the unit review for linear equations. So we're going to take a look at two different sets of points, and we're going to create a linear equation. Sorry, I had to get my train of thought together. So when you have two sets of points, you are going to use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 in order to find your slope. So my slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to take my points, I'm going to label them. x1, y1, x2, y2. Make sure that looks like an x. Okay? So, based on the formula, I'm going to do 7 minus 6 divided by 0 minus 4. So I have 7 minus 6, which is 1. And we have 0 minus a negative 4. Remember, this times this is going to give you a positive. So what you're saying is 0 plus 4 is just 4. So now I know that my slope is 1/4. I need to end up with the equation y equals m. Let me write that a little over. We need to end up with y equals mx plus b. So if I have to end up with y equals mx plus b, my equation has to look like that. So I have y equals, what is my slope? My slope is 1/4. Okay, so that's my 1/4. I keep my x because your coordinates are x and y. Then I have plus b. Well, think back to when we talked about how do I find the y-intercept. Now, there are times where you will need to find the y-intercept using one set of points. However, in this example, they've already given it to you because they said when x is 0, y is 7. So when x is 0, whatever this value is here for y is going to be your y-intercept. So for this problem, this is my equation. This is my linear equation. My slope of the slope of this line is y equals 1/4 x plus 7. Take a picture of that if you need to, because I'm getting ready to move on to one that's going to show you how to find the y-intercept when they do not give it to you. So I need to find how to find the y-intercept when it is not already given. Here we go. Let me make sure that's in the frame and we'll get started. All right. So the same thing I'm going to do here. I'm going to look for what my slope is. And based off of the formula we used, we're still doing our y2 minus our y1 and our x2 divided by, sorry, I meant to say that, divided by our x2 minus x1. So I have a negative 38 minus a negative 10 divided by 10 minus 3. So I have a negative 38 and a negative times a positive, I'm sorry, a negative times a negative 10. So what this really is looking like, or should look like, is 38 plus 10 divided by 10 minus 3. Okay? Because remember, a negative times a negative is a positive. Negative times negative is a positive. So negative 38 plus 10, negative 28 divided by 10 minus 3, which is 7. So then I'm going to say negative 28 divided by 7 is a negative 4. So my slope for this line is a negative 4, or negative 4 over 1. They mean the same thing. So now that I have my slope, I need to substitute. Using y equals mx plus b, I am going to say whenever, so I'm going to take these set of points right here first. Not first, I'm just going to take these set of points. I have to find what b is going to equal. They did not give me a set of points where x is 0. So because they did not give it to me, I have to find it. I have to use my brain and figure it out. This is how you do that. If, you know why I did that? That's because I was writing it. If I have this as my x and this as my y, in my equation, I'm going to put this as my x and this as my y. I'm substituting. So I'm going to take that negative 10 and I'm going to put it here. What is my slope? My slope is negative 4 times, because remember it's mx. When you have this and this together, that means you're multiplying them. That's what my parentheses mean. So instead of putting the letter x, I'm putting a 3 plus b, because I don't know what that is yet. So then I have negative 10 equals negative 12 plus b. And I'm going to add 12 to both sides. That zeroes out. Negative 10 plus 2, I'm sorry, negative 10 plus 12 is a positive 2 equals b. So now I know that b equals 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my equation for my final answer. So my equation is y equals m, which is negative 4, x plus 2, which is my b. So in this one, you have quite a few steps that you need to cover in order to solve for your linear equation. So I had to solve for my slope, and I had to solve for my y-intercept. It's two things you have to solve for, okay, in order to get to your equation. So I had to solve for my slope, which is what I did here. So I'll put a big old M equals here. And I had to solve for my y-intercept down here. I'll put that is my intercept. Okay? So if you have any questions about this, please make sure you are asking me in the comment sections of Google Classroom. You can email me your questions, All of these things you can do in order to get the assistance that you need. Let me see, your last work for me is this week. The expectation is that you are going to complete these assignments with due diligence and attempting it. Okay, guys, you know I just asked for you to attempt it. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.